So I just want to do a quick breakdown on the trade that I took on Monday, 511. Price was very choppy, but I just want to give you guys some advice on some things to kind of look for. Now it does depend on what you trade. And I trade ICT concepts, which means that I take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that, and I take a trade based off of it. But I just want to give you a breakdown on what I saw in the market. So price was here, right? This is a 1 hour time frame. So I hopped on the 1 hour and I saw price was just choppy. It was nothing but wicks, right? So this level right here tells me we have sellers here. This level tells me we have buyers here. Each time price goes up, the sellers step in. Okay. Now I trade off of different time frames. So I normally use a 1 to 5 and a 15 minute. So for this demonstration, we're going to use the 5 minute because the 5 minute kind of makes more sense for both trades. So I took 2 trades on Monday. I'm gonna turn on this little indicator that I have, so that way it can make sense. So this is the SMC indicator. This is something that I use daily. Which you don't have to use an indicator. You can actually just look at the tickers that correlate with each other. So this was opening candle, and I saw this rejection as well as a SMT was right here. That was my two confluences. The SMT was formed. Also, price didn't go any lower, and we wicked, right? So this showed me signs of rejections. Also showed me that we had buyers in the market. Now, you would have went to the 1 minute. If you ask me where would I have entered, if I didn't enter right there, a good entry point that sometimes that I use is the break and push from that first candle. So if I knew this was my bias was to buy and I saw all of this, I would have entered once price broke, came past this candle and pushed past. This would have been a good entry. You could have wrote this up here almost 100 points. Easy, quick trade, open market trade, and you would have been done with your money. Well, you would have been done, you would have had money. Okay, now let's go over my second trade. So my second trade was a rejection off of the 5 minutes. Now, one thing I know about ICT concept is price has to go lower before higher, before going higher. Okay, I can't spell. Okay, and then another thing is price has to go higher before going lower. Okay, so remember that. Now, this was my highest point here. Okay, and we rejected this point. Now we came here, this swept liquidity, right, and continued back to the downside. Now, when I said price has to go higher before it goes lower, that is exactly what I mean. So if you look here and you see this rejection wick, price came higher than this area and rejected. Okay, two confluences. It made a new high and it rejected that high. This told me I had sellers in the market. This was my two confluences for me to take my trade. Now you could have did it other ways, but these were my two confluences for me to be able to take my trade. I went down to the 1 minute. You could see it a little better because you could say, hey, price is like teetering right here, right? So you could say this was my highest point, and price kept doing this little number up and down, so eventually we dropped. So that is how I took my two trades on Monday. Price being choppy doesn't stop me from finding a good setup in the market. I just look for areas of rejections, and I hope that helped.